Oh man, just when you thought you had it all right with your sports picks, the underdogs came in and absolutely crashed the party and blew up your predictions. Surprising blowouts, upsets, more intense playoff races, close games, and a whole lot of rage came out of these glorious past 7 days of sports. Insanity! Insanity! Jotham Israel, Andrew Hale, top of the standings, episode 10 coming your way. But first, a word from our amazing sponsor, Anchor. Well, week one finally came around, Drew, and we got a nice little reintroduction to what the NFL is all about. We got some good games, got some upsets, got some crazy results, and, well, we both tied for our first wave of predictions. We were both 11-6.
Man, I was doing so well too. I was doing fantastic, and then the football team had to go ahead and screw that up, and my Detroit Lions. So it was all fun and games until the Eagles and the Lions had to choke. But
Implode. I mean, that was an implosion. I mean, both of those games were just absolute implosions. Both teams were up by 17 at some point in the game, and they just blew it. But we obviously, there is no discussion on which one was more heartbreaking. The Lions had it in the bread bank, man.
yeah, I'm not surprised. This is how it went the entire year last year. We had the most blown leads last year. So it's just no surprise there. I think Lions fans, this is normal for them, and I don't think anyone should be surprised. It's just very, very disappointing.
Oh man, I mean, I felt the disappointment, man. I was watching the game with my dad, and even though I picked the Bears to win the game, which it really didn't feel like we won the game, man, because it was so. I mean, the first three quarters were so good. The Lions were playing so well, and I'm just sitting here thinking they really let Mitchell Trubisky dot up 3 TDs in the fourth quarter. I'm just like, bro, this is crazy, and I'm just like, how do y'all do this in the all Honolulu Blues, bro?
Yeah, I like those jerseys too. But it's the funniest thing. Every time I look on Twitter after the Lions lose to the Bears, everyone's typing like, um, only the Lions can make Mitchell Trubisky look like a Hall of Famer.
Oh dang, dude.
They're not wrong because it seems like if Mitchell Trubisky, like a week before he plays the Lions, throws like 4 interceptions, everyone knows he's gonna bounce back against the Lions. He literally can't lose against the Lions, and
Literally, this stuff is crazy, man. But that just if this is how the NFC North is gonna be, then oh boy, I think I'm gonna be in for some real head scratchers.
yeah, I mean, we've already seen a roller coaster week. I mean, I guess there should be some more fireworks today.
Yeah, now that you got to go to what's that place called? Is it Green Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I am hoping and praying that you guys win this game because I know it's impossible. I know it seems impossible, but look, Lambo with a non sold out Lambo, you got to use that to your advantage, man.
Yeah, even they were interviewing the Packers head coach, and he said on multiple times during his presser this week that they should have lost both games to the Lions last year, and he's not wrong.
Oh no, he definitely is not wrong about that. Now the second one was a bit more well earned than the first
Yeah.
one, but still, I mean, to lose both of those games the exact same way was so gut wrenching.
Yeah, the first one too when they were undefeated. Ugh, that was just and like coming out of the game with a trick play, big. Oh my goodness, that was such a good game. And then the last game of the year, all Lions fans were hoping for a loss for a higher draft pick to tank. I remember watching the game, and all Lions fans were so mad that they were winning all the way up into I'm guessing the 3 seconds left, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
another field goal to put away the game. Hey, it's all right though. I wanted to lose that one.
Yeah, dude. But speaking of field goals, bro, There was one game we disagreed on, Chargers Bengals. Look, I did not expect the game to end like that. I did. That was one of the most underrated, insane finishes I have ever seen in my life. Underrated.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't think I've ever seen a kicker after he missed just automatically reach down for his leg.
I mean, I would hope that you know he. I'm not. I'm trying to figure out how to word this because I don't want to say like I hope he was injured because I don't hope injury for anybody, but
Wait. You hope that he was not faking it.
I would hope that he was not faking it because I mean, that is just bad. I mean, I would hope that you didn't just flat out miss a 31 yard. Dude, imagine missing a 31 yarder, not just not kicking through the goalpost, but nearly missed the whole net.
Dude, yeah, that was a chip shot at its finest.
Oh no, dude. I mean, I saw the kick and Kevin Harlan's going crazy, and I love it when Kevin Harlan does football games because it's like such a good refreshment from basketball when he does basketball games.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree, dude. He makes the game a lot better, more entertaining for sure.
yeah, definitely. But dude, oh, he missed. Oh, kicker looks like he pulled his head. I mean, he just switched so fast. It was so hilarious.
Yeah, dude, it was so random. I was like, because Joe Burrow was having a fantastic drive,
Hmm.
and then they got to they set up the field goal, and I was like, he has to make this, right? Nope, nope, he does not have to make this, and yeah, that was a kick that he should have made for sure.
Yeah, and I want to say this before we move on to the next game. Joe Burrow definitely kind of got robbed, bro. He definitely got robbed. That AJ Green, I mean, obviously the quarterback can't be called for pass interference, but AJ Green he did push off just a little bit,
Yeah,
but Joe Burrow put that ball online. AJ Green did catch that ball. So that would have been a game winner. Joe Burrow would have had a game winner in his first game.
dude, yeah, and that would have been his first touchdown too.
Oh, man. I mean, you can say that he screwed himself up with the shovel pass interception and all that, but dude, he made up for it with that freaking drive, bro. He was throwing dart after dart after dart, and I'm just sitting here like, oh my gosh, he is shredding that Chargers defense.
Yeah, the about the shovel pass, I actually like that because you don't see many young quarterbacks try and create plays for their team. So I really do like his confidence in trying to win the Bengals a game. I really do like respect that about his like even though it was picked off, I do like the boldness of the decision trying to put the team on his back and create plays. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I really like it too. I mean, this is the next generation, right? This is kind of what we should expect. Quarterbacks making plays for themselves and for their teams, trying to, get out of the norm of just throw the ball away. You're not going to get anything out of it. Yawn.
Yeah, yeah. I think he is going to be good. I do not think he's going to be a bust.
Yeah, he's been a stud so far. Speaking of studs, how about this Arizona Cardinals team going into San Francisco, the reigning NFC champions, and beating them? Welcome to Arizona, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that result.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that was one of the games I was more confident in the 49ers winning, but
yo.
that shows you how far confidence can get you.
Oh yeah. They said Arizona was like, allow us to reintroduce ourselves.
Yeah, yeah, that was I was just surprised, and it was I wouldn't say a decently low scoring game, but when you think of both of these teams' offense, you think it might have been a little bit higher. I mean, 24-20 in Arizona's favor. I was a bit surprised by that as well.
Yeah, but they did have three consecutive touchdown drives in the fourth quarter to make up for it. It could have definitely been a much more low scoring game because it was 13-10 heading into the fourth quarter. Ended up 24-20 in the favor of Arizona. So, eh, this but dude, still, it was this is fantastic. I mean, I know the NFC West is going to be an absolute dogfight. The Rams 1-0, Cardinals 1-0, Seahawks 1-0. And I have confidence that the 49ers can bounce back. Now, I do question about George Kittle's status because I believe he is out for today's game against the Jets. But I believe they can beat the Jets without George Kittle. We'll get to picks later, but you know, I have confidence that the 49ers can bounce back from this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, they didn't really lose much from their offense. They are a very similar team to what they had last year. But like you said, it's going to be a dogfight. I mean, it's going to be really crazy.
Yeah, dude, I love it. But let's move on to week 2, man. Let's go ahead and make some picks. And wow, this is an honor. The first game on the tap is Giants Bears.
um, to I'm first of all I'm gonna pick the Bears because I don't really see much in the Giants as we discussed last week. I mean, really the only person they have and who only had like 6 yards last Monday was Saquon Barkley. And if they expect to win games, he has to be a factor. Again, I'm gonna pick the Bears. I think again they are a better team than the Giants. I don't really see much out of the Giants. So yeah, the Bears for sure.
Yeah, and unless Mitchell Trubisky throws 16 interceptions, I got the Bears too. Because I mean, coming off that win against Detroit, that has to be a lot of momentum. And Nagy says that defensive performance was not, what the Bears were used to and stuff like that. So I mean, you get a downgrade in terms of offensive firepower with the New York Giants compared to the Detroit Lions. But if they lose this game, Trubisky, it depends on how Trubisky plays. If he loses this game and he plays absolutely trash, he's on the hot seat. But
Nick Foles season.
Nick Foles season, oh my goodness, dude, I was calling for Nick Foles in the third quarter, and
I bet everyone was. I bet
yeah,
every Bear fan was.
yeah, dude, I was, we was getting heated a little bit, and then Trubisky, silenced the talk for a little bit, just for now. But I got the Bears winning this one, man. I just don't see the Giants, pulling it out. They made things a little interesting with the Steelers in the first half, but then the Steelers pulled away.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Next game on tap. Falcons Cowboys. Okay, this is a very complex matchup.
Yeah, when you mentioned those two teams just now, I was kind of confused for a minute because I honestly don't know who's going to win this game. I mean,
Mm.
we saw Dallas play the Rams, and Dallas didn't look too good, which came to my surprise again. I expected the Rams to lose that one. I felt like Dallas had a better offense. I felt like they could have done a lot more. Same with the Falcons. I mean, I wasn't surprised that they lost, but man, this is a close one. Both teams have pretty decent offenses. I think it's going to come down to the defense though. But dude, I'm going to pick the Cowboys for that. Actually, whoa. We're going to twist it up. I'm picking the Falcons.
Yeah. You know what? For once, I think we agree on both on the upsets because I got the Falcons too, man. Look, Matt Ryan. He showed me against Seattle that he still got it a little bit. He had himself a decent game. It's just that Russell Wilson went absolutely ballistic. Um, and I don't think the Cowboys defense is like the Seahawks defense that they faced last Sunday. And yeah, you can say I think the only reason the Cowboys will win this game is just because it's in Arlington.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And I was gonna say the Cowboys for the fact of their defense, but then I realized they had a lot of injuries last week.
Oh yeah, Leighton Vander Esch. And there was somebody else too, but
Yeah,
those were big losses.
and I think with that fact alone, I think that the Falcons will pull it off.
Yeah, and McCarthy made some a real dumb coaching decision, man. You are in the red zone. It is 4th and 3. You have a chance to. Well, I don't remember exactly what the score was at the time, but it definitely cost them 3 points at the end because they needed that because they lost by 3. Went for it on 4th and 3, didn't get it, bruh, and
Mm,
you threw an like what out route that was 1 yard short. How do you throw an out route that's 1 yard short to that guy, to CD Lamb, bruh?
yeah,
Come
I
on,
guess he
McCarthy.
was trying to show off. He's like, yeah, my coaching skills. This is why you hired me.
Huh.
Uh,
Uh,
uh.
yeah. I don't know about that, but I got Atlanta. Okay, next game, another NFC North clash. Lions Packers.
Mm.
Ugh.
Ah, yeah.
No.
I feel like again this could go either way. We saw how well the Lions played from the first quarter to the third quarter, but that fourth quarter I think it's going to be their downfall again.
Uh,
Dude, this is tough because it could it could be their downfall or they could actually learn how to finish a game. I don't know.
I don't either.
But their entire team's on the IR. Like they lost Desmond Tufant and they had Justin Coleman who got put on the IL. I think Jeff Okudah's actually going to be playing today, so that's good. But Kenny Galladay's out again. It's their entire team's hurt, dude. It's going to be a tough tough game. This is hard to pick because it could go either way. I don't know. I'd love dude, I'm going to pick the Lions. I think they are going to upset. This may be a tad bias, but I don't care. Um yeah, I feel like the Lions are going to try and redeem themselves.
Yeah, and I hope I am wrong, but I'm picking the Packers, man. Aaron Rodgers went absolutely crazy in Minnesota. Yeah, you could say the result probably might have been different if it was a sold out U.S. Bank Stadium, but still, Aaron Rodgers shows that he is not missed a step. He was at ease. 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean that against the Vikings defense. Might I add that and drop 43 on their heads, bro. That's insane production. And I honestly, I I just don't. I mean, I think the Lions have the pieces, but I just think it's just the fact that this is the Green Bay Packers.
I agree with your pick only if the Lions don't get blown out. Because if the Lions get blown out, my pick is gonna look really bad. But if the Packers lose in like a 3-point game, I'm completely fine with picking the Lions.
Yeah, dude. I do hope I'm wrong because I would rather see the Lions win, but I'm picking the Packers, man.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, dude. But we're gonna shift over to the AFC South for once, bro. Let me shine some light on Mr. Gardner Minshew. Minshew mania is apparently back.
Dude, yeah, I that was pretty impressive. Um, Dude, Titans Jaguars. That's I'm gonna pick the Titans. Again, they didn't really get going against Denver on Monday. They really didn't have that explosive offense, but the fact alone that they have uh, all these weapons, too many for me to name. I think they're going to be able to handedly defeat the Jaguars. I feel like the Titans are definitely a better team than the Colts, in which the Jaguars played last week. I feel like the Titans are a lot better. I feel like their offense is going to thrive today.
Yeah, I really think they could break out of this bust because last week Steven Gostowski did not have a good game until the bitter end.
Hey, that's all that matters, though.
That's all that matters, the kickers. But I expect him to be a bit more efficient and not go 1 for 5 on your field goal kicks. But this is week 2, man. Hopefully the Titans kicking game. Because there's it's always something about special teams, especially with field goals and stuff. It was a reintroduction. Week 1 was a reintroduction to a wacky field goal system.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. I didn't expect, so many kicks to be blocked and missed. It's weird. 2020, no surprise there. Weird year.
Yeah, dude. But if Gardner, I'm picking the Titans. I will pick the Titans. But if Gardner Minshew comes out, Mister 95%, the dude had a higher completion percentage than I got on my last calculus test. 90%. Yeah, your boys got brains, bro. If this man comes out and dots up the Titans, I'm I'm gonna have to look at the Jaguars and think, did this team really tank? I don't know. I don't. I mean, I don't know anybody on their team anymore.
I don't either.
But I would love to see the Jaguars win this game just to get a kick out of it, but I think Derrick Henry's gonna get it going because that Broncos defense is tough and that altitude and mile high. Now you're back in Nashville. Yeah, I think the advantage goes to the Titans here, and plus Derrick Henry has had some really good runs against the Jaguars in recent years.
Dude, yeah. Now a downgraded defense, yeah, he's gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah. But we got another AFC South team to talk about. And the Colts face up against the Vikings. Okay, this game might be very unpredictable because I mean the Colts at home, they have pulled off some upsets, but the Vikings, on paper you would think they're the better team.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last week. We both think that the Vikings are very inconsistent, and I don't know if today's going to be a good day or a bad day. But I do have confidence in Kirk Cousins. I do think he's going to be able to pull this one off against the Colts. I feel like he's going to redeem himself this week. He didn't have a great week last week. I mean, not even that he didn't have a great week. Aaron Rodgers just went off. But, I think the Vikings will be able to pull this one out against the Colts, which is kind of surprising because Indianapolis is actually favored by 3.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the loss of Marlon Mack, I think that's gonna be huge. That's a huge loss for the Colts.
Yeah.
Because I in the NFL, establishing a running game is a bit more difficult, especially in a generation where passing the ball has become more prominent. Um, and I don't think I trust Philip Rivers as much as I do Kirk Cousins right now. Philip Rivers, I mean, you probably should have won that game against the Jaguars last week. A Jaguars team that is basically, I don't know, tanking, but I mean, it is what it is. But I got Minnesota in this one.
Yeah.
All right, let's go East Coast. Bills, Dolphins, Bills. I ain't got nothing else to say.
You know what? I'm gonna say Bills as well. I they are, in my opinion, a really good team. I really like their team. The Dolphins, I cannot say the same. It's just the Miami Dolphins. I mean, yeah, they aren't the greatest franchise. I mean, I just think the Bills are again a better team. I like their offense a lot. I mean, watching them in the playoffs and even acquiring more offensive threats. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills in this one.
Yeah, dude, I just don't see anything from Miami. I mean, if Ryan Fitzpatrick has one of those Fitzpatrick type games, Fitz magic, I should say, then okay, maybe the Dolphins stand a chance. But nah, I got the Bills in this one. That team is looking for a division championship. The Dolphins are not. They're just looking for. I think they should just be looking for, production and evaluation right now. Yeah, I got Buffalo.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Niners Jets. Okay, another AFC East team that I got to roast. New York has nothing going for them. I got San Francisco. Even with George Kittle out, the 49ers are still loaded. The Jets, I did not see too much of the stuff that we were supposed to see. And plus, Le'Veon Bell got hurt.
Yeah,
What else do
I
you
was
say?
about to say that. Um, I'm not a Sam Darnold believer. Never have been, never will be. I'm gonna take 49ers as well. I feel like this is going to be a nice week for the 49ers, a nice comeback week after the tough loss last week. I feel like they're gonna be able to just again thrive in this offense against this Jets defense. I just no confidence whatsoever in the Jets to even pull this one out.
No.
Clip it. watch
Yeah.
watch the Jets somehow win this.
Yeah, just because it's in New York too.
Yeah.
Just because like there's some teams in the NFL that win games just because they are the home team. You look at the Jets, you look at the Cowboys. It's crazy how some of these teams win home games just because they're at home.
Dude, yeah. I I just destroyed the Jets right there, but if they somehow win, clip it.
Yeah, definitely do it. But this is an interesting game right here. I love this matchup. Rams Eagles.
Mm,
Hmm.
I like that one too. Um yeah, this is going to be interesting as well. I feel like it's pretty evenly matched. Um, this is a tough one. I mean, the Eagles could either redeem themselves or the Rams could keep on killing it. Dude, I think I'm going to take the Rams, though. I feel like from what they showed me last Sunday, I feel like they are going to be really. I'm not going to say really good, but I feel like they're going to be a lot better than they played the season before.
Hmm.
I'm just going to take the Rams in this one. I like their offense. I like their defense, especially. I feel like it's going to be able to destroy the Eagles' offensive line, who gave up 8 sacks last week, which is pretty unacceptable. Imagine what Aaron Donald is going to do today.
Oh, if Chase Young can get through there, oh boy, Aaron Donald's gonna have a field day.
Yeah,
Whew. And I agree. I'm gonna pick the Rams here. I mean, Philadelphia just imploded. If they would have won that game, I would have picked the Eagles. But I have seen some things. I've seen some of their wings just absolutely collapse. It, it, that was that was a bad loss to the Washington football team. Still can't believe I'm saying that, dude. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just don't know what I'm gonna expect from the Eagles because they're another one of those teams that is just inconsistent. But if they can stay healthy, maybe they can, make a run. But I still got the Rams, man.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another quite interesting matchup, although it's a bit more predictable. Broncos Steelers.
This is a yeah, like you said, pretty tough. I mean, I think it can go either way. I really I kind of like what I saw from the Broncos though. Even though it resulted in a loss, I wasn't mad at it. I did enjoy um their production, but we have to talk about Philip Lindsay, who is expected to be out 2 to 4 weeks, and that's going to be very key for the Broncos offense. I mean, when you're losing a running back like that, it's going to be tough to succeed. Um, I think with that being said, I'm going to pick the Steelers. I mean, I just feel like they have more weapons. We saw Juju Smith Schuster go off. I mean, I feel like again more weapons on offense for the Steelers, and that's going to be key in this game.
Yeah, I just feel like this is the Steelers game to win. It's in Pittsburgh. You got to beat up Denver team. I think this is basically kind of like a little gimme game for the Steelers.
Yeah,
Simple,
I
it's really that simple.
yeah
Although I do like what Drew Lock has been doing. I feel like he can develop his game and stuff. I feel like he can really you know be the guy for the Broncos if he can keep keep evolving and keep progressing.
yeah I agree. I feel like he does have a more potential than some other young quarterbacks in the league for sure.
Yeah, but speaking of potential, we saw some potential from the Buccaneers, and although it didn't go their way, I mean, you got to cut them some slack. They were, a new team coming in, and they have, another quite new team coming into town. It's going to be Panthers Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like it's going to take a little bit for the Buccaneers to come together and play as a team. I mean, we kind of saw that last week. But the Panthers, I was fine with picking Las Vegas last week, and it proved right for me. But I just I don't know. Both of these teams are relatively new. Um, it's going to be a tough one, but I think this week Tampa Bay is going to be able to pull this one out. I think it's going to be pretty close because again, both teams are new. Both teams are getting used to their teams.
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like the Buccaneers with all the weapons they should win this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay too because I mean, Tom Brady versus Teddy Bridgewater. I think I might go with Tom Brady. Um, I mean, I'm not saying Teddy Bridgewater's bad because he had a good,
Yeah,
relatively good game last week. But I just think that now that the Buccaneers have had a game together and now that they have experience with each other, they know what to fix. Although Bruce Arians and Tom Brady had a little bit of a situation with the call out, I don't think that's going to impact them. I think they should come out here. I think that Bucks defense is really going to step up because obviously it's a bit of a downgrade compared to what you got from the Saints offense last week.
yeah.
Um,
I like Shaq Barrett. I feel like he is going to play well.
yeah, this would be a very interesting matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. I mean, this is I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a toss up.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of toss-ups, we got a couple of upsetters from last week: the Washington football team and the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, again, this one is pretty difficult as well because both of these teams unexpectedly won. Definitely unexpectedly won.
Mhm.
um, I don't know. This is tough. I mean, I really didn't pay attention much to the Eagles Washington game because I didn't feel the need to.
No.
Um, I I think the Cardinals are going to pull this one out though. I feel like they are going to play well. I feel like their offense is going to go crazy today. And as for the football team, I don't know. I it's going to be tough. Maybe they could technically pull an upset. I mean, the Cardinals are favored by 7. I don't know. I'm going to pick the Cardinals though. I like their offense a lot.
Yeah, and this is a game that I'm actually going to be able to watch on television because of local listings, and I'm just like, what? The Washington football team and Arizona Cardinals actually got a slot in my TV listings? Oh yeah, this is must watch. I really want to see what these two teams are all about because they pulled off some upsets, and I want to see. I really do want to see which team can be a bit more consistent than the other. And you know what? I think that team's going to be the Cardinals because I think Kyler Murray, I think he's taken a step up this year. I really do. And
I agree.
especially with DeAndre Hopkins, along the ride and Kenyon Drake, trying to get his groove going. Dude, I think that Cardinals offense is going to be something special in the future.
Yeah. I do feel like adding these new weapons is going to help Kyler Murray for sure.
Yeah, all right. We got a couple of interesting afternoon matchups in the AFC. We got Chiefs Chargers first up.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Simple as that. I mean, I don't. I think I would. Who's stopping the Chiefs? Really? Who is? Who's gonna do it?
Uh, that's going to take a while for me to think
I
about.
mean, people look at this score and they're like, oh yeah, they it was a close one against the Texans, but like all of the Texans points, a majority of the Texans points came with like 5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
I just dude, I don't see anyone stopping the Chiefs. I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah, dude. I don't disagree. The
Yeah.
Chargers barely beat the Bengals. Uh Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a really tough one for the Chargers, but I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs, man. They just look unstoppable, and with Clyde Edwards-Helaire fitting right
Oh
into the
yeah.
system, right in. I mean, right in there. He had himself a really good game last Thursday, man. I was like, "Are you kidding me? This rookie is going crazy on a Houston defense."
Yeah, I mean, no one's stopping the Chiefs. Every time I see this matchup, though, I always think about the time that the Chargers were able to upset the Chiefs in the year they went to the playoffs. Dude, that was a fantastic game.
Oh man, that was amazing. But we got
Chiefs,
ourselves a really good quarterback matchup. We got Lamar Jackson versus Deshaun Watson, Ravens Texans.
dude, I like this matchup too. Um, dude, I all I can see is a Ravens Chiefs playoff matchup, dude. That's all I can think about. I like both of those teams. I like the Texans a lot too, but man, I just love that Ravens offense. Everything about it. I enjoy watching them run. I love watching them run, but also they can throw the ball a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just don't see anything wrong about that Ravens offense. I think that they are going to play very, very well today. I feel like the offense again is going to go crazy. I unfortunately I think the Texans will also go crazy, but I don't see them beating the Ravens today though.
No, I don't see it either. I got the Ravens, man, and I don't think it's going to be close. I do not think this game is going to be close, even with the quarterback matchup. The way that Houston's defense got absolutely, well, I won't say absolutely, but they got dominated by that Chiefs offense. And this Ravens offense is pretty dominant too, especially with the versatile Lamar Jackson. And he's definitely a bit more of a scrambler than Patrick Mahomes is, even though Mahomes has a habit of getting out of the pocket and running a bit himself. Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes in back to back weeks, you couldn't have asked for a tougher challenge to start your season.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a long road ahead for the Texans.
Yeah, especially with the Titans and Jaguars when you got to look up at those teams and stuff. Oh boy, yeah, I feel bad for Watson, man, because I mean, he's been screwed by bad general managing.
Dude, yeah, I mean, he really has done his part. There's nothing much that he can do.
Yeah, it's sad, but all right, we got a Sunday nighter though, primetime matchup, and a pretty good one too. Patriots Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, I like what I. It was almost funny because last week it didn't even seem like Cam Newton needed his arm. He ran in so many times for a touchdown. I loved to see it though. I really did. I enjoyed watching him back on the field.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I also enjoyed watching the Seahawks as well. Their offense went insane. They are going to go crazy today. I mean, I I I'm not going to even say crazy. I think it's going to be a close one actually. I mean, both of these defenses are pretty good. Um, I I think it's going to be a close one, but I think Russell Wilson's going to be able to pull this one off.
Oh yeah, I have big confidence in the Seahawks, man. I got the Seahawks because look, Russell Wilson efficient with a capital E last week against the Falcons, man. 31 of 35, 322 and 4 TDs. Yee, I don't know if the Patriots defense can contain that man, especially with some pieces of their defense not being, exactly on the field right now. I mean, the Patriots got a good little trial test with the Dolphins, but dude, this is a different animal. In Seattle, prime time, Sunday night in Seattle. No, I don't see the Patriots winning this game. I got Seattle.
I agree.
Yeah, dude. But we got a new stadium opening. Elite was it Allegiant Stadium in Las
Dude,
Vegas?
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I heard a lot of good things about it, dude. I'm excited to see what it looks like tomorrow. Oh, that's gonna be a really cool sight. But I know what's not gonna be a cool sight though. The score. We saw New Orleans play pretty well, didn't they?
Yeah, they played really well. They pulled away from the Bucks after those first couple drives.
So, dude, I like Vegas. I like the Raiders, but I don't see them beating New Orleans and the Saints.
I don't blame you, man. But I'm pushing the upset button.
Uh
I got the Raiders.
oh.
Look,
Oh.
look. I know this team is young. I know this team just got through with a heavy, tough fight with the Carolina Panthers last week. But if this Raiders offense can keep it up, I I really, I'm looking at that Saints defense and I'm thinking to myself, can Lattimore step up against, those Raiders wide receivers? Not saying that the Raiders wide receivers are all, that special and top echelon in the NFL or anything like that just yet, but you know, I I saw something in that game against Carolina. I saw grit. I saw the ability to bounce back, the ability to be a bit clutch, and I think the Raiders are going to find a way to pull this one out, especially with no Michael Thomas for the Saints. So, I mean, I would expect Drew Brees to not be phased by that, but I think that Raiders defense is going to show up.
Dude, hey, I like the boldness. I like the pick, and I'm excited for tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see how it looks. Oh my goodness. Whew. But we got one last game on what I like to call Wave Two. Um, Florida Dolphins Jaguars.
Interesting. Um, again, a Thursday night game.
A Thursday
so
night
so
game.
so we get. I get it. I get it. They're putting these Thursday night games on the NFL Network. And because after this one they're gonna be back to normal. They're
Oh
they're
no.
they're like, yeah, we're gonna say these the Bengals, Browns, and Dolphins, Jaguars on Thursday night for NFL Network. Dude, I don't like this game. I really I'm not a fan. Dude, I don't even know. I'm gonna pick the Jaguars. I think they're better. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see Tua. I'm not gonna say that right now because I have no idea, but I would like to see Tua.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, even though he wasn't announced as a starter this year. I want to see him shortly. I feel like even especially if the Dolphins are going to be bad this year, I feel like it's necessary for him to learn how to lose before he wins because that's what makes a great quarterback.
Hmm.
Um, dude, I think the Jaguars are a better team though. I feel like somehow just a tad bit they are a better team because both of these teams are not the greatest. I'm
Yeah.
gonna pick the Jaguars.
Yeah, these teams are not exactly the class of Florida, but I think the Jaguars are on the upper echelon compared to the Dolphins. This is a ugly Thursday night matchup. But what do we expect from early season Thursday night games? Because the last one on NFL Network next Thursday, the 1st of October, is Broncos Jets, which is, in my opinion, an even uglier primetime matchup than the one that we're gonna get on Thursday. But I'm gonna pick the Jaguars to win this AFC Battle of Florida.
Yeah, I don't like it, but thanks NFL for these games.
Oh yeah, and thanks for not letting me be able to watch them too. Yeah, yeah. Not on Fox, but on freaking NFL Network. Yeah, real nice, real nice. But
Hey, you don't want to see this anyway.
freaking 10-6.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Baseball score.
Yeah. Oh man, speaking of scores, dude. Sometimes when you pick a team to win, it can backfire, and you can say the same thing about the 3-1 Clippers.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone saw my bracket that we posted on social media, I picked the Clippers and the Bucks to be in the finals. Both of those teams, really disappointed.
Oh yeah.
Um, uh, I mean, I know Jotham's happy. Jotham, take it away. Tell him your thoughts on this Nuggets upset.
Freaking called it. I said it before the playoffs even started. Nuggets in 7. Dude, I cannot tell you how much of a field day I was on when game 7 was over. Bro, I had a Clippers fan on my heels, on my head after game 4. I'm just like, well, it was fun while it lasted. And then here come the 3-1 Nuggets, the legendary 3-1 Nuggets. Whew! I was so juiced. That's all I got to say. I was so juiced because I mean that was a terrible, terrible game set, bro. Kawhi Leonard was out there playing like he regretted that he left Toronto. PG-13. Paul George was out there looking like the Denver Nuggets were presenting a movie rated R. Like, bro, this was terrible. 14 for Kawhi and 10 for PG. Nothing in the fourth quarter. PG hit the side of the backboard. What in the world was I watching?
Pandemic P. Sorry, playoff P. Um, that was very disappointing, dude. I feel bad though because the Clippers yet again were so close to finally getting to the conference finals, and they didn't. They yet again they can't win an elimination game. It's sad. It really is. I mean, I'm not mad though. Lived in Denver for a few years. I like the Nuggets. It's gonna be a tough road though for the Nuggets in this conference series
Oh yeah,
against
definitely,
the Lakers.
definitely. But I'm very disappointed in the Clippers too. I expected, and everybody wanted the Battle of LA, but I'm glad that the Nuggets stepped in and said, "Hold my beer," because this is a Nuggets team that I really, really had faith in these playoffs, and I've had some scares. Not gonna lie, down 3-1 twice, but you know what? They showed resilience, and it's the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Game 1 Lakers versus 3-1 Nuggets. Uh, that should be a very interesting matchup. But I want to talk about the Eastern Conference Finals because it's been a swing, a big swing, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Heat winning, just taking the East by storm, and then I mean we saw last night they kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say they played worse because they did get it close in the final minutes. But man, this is going to be an interesting series. I don't know if the Celtics can hold that momentum because the Heat look like the team to beat in these playoffs.
Yeah, and they've only lost 2 games, and the one game that they lost earlier, that was basically a sleep game. against the Bucks because you know they wasn't gonna choke no 3-0 against a Giannis Bucks. Um,
Yeah, they're like, go ahead, win that one. We're tired anyway.
oh yeah, but the Celtics. I mean, Gordon Hayward coming back was big. You know, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown got something going. You know, they look like a more, you know, complete team this game. They finally found a way to finish a game, although it did really get interesting when Duncan Robinson got flagrantly fouled.
Yeah,
They get a little
I saw that, dude. I was like, he almost got knocked out.
but you know, the Celtics finally found a way to close out a game. They've had leads throughout the entire series, but they finally found a way to close a game.
Dude, yeah, I mean, we saw that the Heat can really disrupt the chemistry of a team. We heard reports of almost like a very violent, like verbal argument in the locker room after the Celtics blew that big lead in Game 2. I mean, hey, the Heat look good. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, really good. And I still think the Heat are going to win this series. Um,
I'm gonna say the Heat are going to win in. I'm
yeah,
gonna say
I'll say
6.
I'll say 7. I think this is going to go 7.
Ooh, okay. I mean, I think it go either way. I just don't know if the Celtics can continue with this momentum. I am gonna pick Heat in 6.
Yeah, I mean, should be very interesting. But speaking of interesting, bro, we got ourselves a very weird Stanley Cup final matchup. Stars Lightning. I mean, I swept you in a conference final, which was very clutch of me, but this I've never seen anything like this, you know?
I haven't either. This is definitely the weirdest Stanley Cup I have ever seen. But from what we saw last night, man, those Stars are something else. I mean, they came out fast. They came out quick. I like them a lot. I mean, dude, this is gonna be such a fantastic series, dude. And Antoine Kudobin, that man has been unstoppable.
Not bad for a backup, huh?
Dude, yeah, I mean, I saw something where it was like Anton Kudobin took the league by storm on his 5th team. Now everyone has to respect him. I mean, all those 4 teams before him. I mean, this Mismad is he has basically carried the Stars this entire playoffs. I mean, Antoine Kudobin, respect to him. It's going to be a fantastic series, though, nonetheless, between these two teams. I feel like it is very evenly matched, but I think this is the best team that the Lightning have faced.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, they got past the Islanders and all that stuff, but this team, this Stars team, these are a bunch of gunslingers on ice. Like this team, as you saw in game 1, they can score. They can freaking score. And you know, the biggest thing I was looking at was can the Lightning offense get past Anton Kudobin? Can they get past Kudobin? Because he's been hot. But obviously, game 1, they only got past once. Kudobin had what, 35 saves on 36 shots? And he was very efficient.
Dude, it's so impressive. It really is, dude. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the Stanley Cup Finals. But with that being said, I think I'm going to take the Stars. Sorry, Lightning, don't like you, never will. That's not me picking that. I would have picked you if I believed in you. Um, I like the Stars. I like what everything they're doing right now. I feel like they have complete control of the momentum. I'm very confident in the Stars when they can pull this one out for sure.
Yeah, dude. And for once, I can't believe I'm going to agree with you in a championship round, but I got the Stars too, man. I
Yes.
mean, looking at how, good they have been. This team is on the rise. Like so many other young teams in the West, the Dallas Stars are on the rise. And, you know, I mean, Tampa Bay, I think they have done a really good job of finally getting over the hump. Um, but I I don't think they're gonna win the title. If Stamkos was back, it's over. But Stips, no, I got Dallas winning the cup. Although
It's
I'm sorry,
go on,
I am
go on.
questioning the back-to-back games on game 4 and game 5.
Interesting. Yeah, that definitely could be a downfall for sure. But Man, it's crazy how much hockey can really like take a team's momentum and like just run with it because we saw the Blues last year. They were so impressive throughout the playoffs. They were a young team. No one expected them to win the Stanley Cup. It's the same thing with Dallas this year. Believe it or not, it's the same thing. No one expected Dallas to go ahead and beat the Golden Knights and take a 4-1 win in Game One in the Stanley Cup Finals. No one expected that. It just proves how much momentum a team needs to be successful in the NHL playoffs. It's really crazy.
Oh yeah, dude, and I'm definitely looking forward to this to see who's gonna take the cup out of the bubble.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I love it, but bro, we got a big week of college football, bro. I mean, the Big Ten is freaking back finally.
Yeah, I mean it was good to see finally. I mean I know I did not expect it to come back. I mean, I even wrote a column for the newspaper saying that I did not think they were going to come back because of the stubbornness that the Big Ten Commission showed when they probably weren't going to start playing games until January, and then all of a sudden they saw that college football can actually be played, and they're like, let's go ahead and play it in October. It's good to see though.
Yeah, definitely good to see, especially from a fan's perspective. But from the games that we did get, we it's the same. It's been the same story. The smaller schools having the better games.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I enjoy seeing a bunch of these random teams ranked.
Yeah,
Yesterday, and all the ranked teams played really well yesterday. I mean, UCF. Yes, that was a fantastic game. I mean, it shows that their offense has not gone anywhere. I just like their approach to the game. Force a lot of turnovers and execute on those turnovers. That's really all they did the entire game. I remember at one point in the game, I believe it was in the third quarter, but there was back to back to back turnovers on 4 plays.
Whew.
Georgia Tech turned it over. UCF turned it over. Georgia Tech turned it over for a fumble touchdown. Um, it's just crazy. I mean, they almost scored half of 100. They scored 49. It shows that UCF isn't going anywhere, and I'm excited to watch them for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. Speaking of Florida teams, I think Miami might be showing signs of being back. I mean, that offense was clicking on all cylinders, plus the turnover chain returned.
Dude, I was about to say, I was like, that turnover chain made a couple appearances, but yeah, I was almost, I was kind of surprised. I thought Louisville was gonna win this one. We both did.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, Miami just looked really good. I mean, they scored 47. It was it was a shootout, 34-47. But yeah, I'm Miami. They look good, and I think they will be good to come, especially in a year where the Big Ten is only going to play 8 games, which could factor them into getting a good bowl appearance with the amount of games they could possibly win.
Yeah, dude, and those were just the big games. Dude, we got some smaller schools, having some real good games. I was watching Louisiana Tech and Southern Mississippi, and it was a final drive. Came down to the last seconds. It was 30-24. Louisiana Tech was driving. They scored a game-winning touchdown with 14 seconds left. Came back
Mm,
from a 17-point deficit. I was like, wow.
yeah, that is impressive. I guess the Louisiana schools are playing well because Louisiana beat Georgia State in overtime.
Whew.
Ranked, the ranked Raging Cajuns. Impressive.
Never seen it in my life. Never.
Bro, they're gonna get even higher probably. They're at 19 right now. That's crazy.
Watch Louisiana make the top 10. I'm going to go. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Bro.
they'd make the top 10 before Michigan State does.
Yeah.
There's
Mm.
impressive though. I'm fine with Louisiana. It's fun watching them. A team like that, Louisiana, who hasn't really had a fantastic sports history, just ranked 19 in football. That's really impressive.
Yeah, I love it, man. Speaking of luck, bro, where was this Navy at against BYU, man? They were down 24 to nothing against Tulane, and they scored 27 unanswered and hit and win it and won it with a game-winning field goal. Where was this Navy at when we picked them against BYU?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when they were down 24 to nothing, we were all like, "Up, here we go again. This is why we picked BYU. Come back, score 27 straight. Impressive. That's all I gotta say. I mean, way to come back. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it consistent. They seem a tad inconsistent from what we've seen,
Yeah.
but man, that's an impressive comeback. 27 straight. It's not easy.
Yeah, dude. But going into next week, we got some really good games on tap. Let's make some picks, man. Let's start with Texas and Texas Tech.
That's an interesting matchup again. I don't even know. I mean, I feel like this could easily be an upset. I feel like, or Texas could run away with it and blow them out. I think this game's going to be on Texas's side, not Texas Tech. I feel like it's going to be on Texas' side. I feel like I their offense is pretty good. I mean, from what we've seen, they aren't the worst team. I mean, they are pretty good. I mean, rank 9 right now. I feel like they have an advantage over Texas Tech with the offense. I'm going to pick Texas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Longhorns too. I mean, if it was a sold out Texas Tech stadium, bro, then I'd have different thoughts. Maybe this could be an upset because the crowd is definitely a factor in college sports.
Yeah,
We can't deny that. But now that the road teams have a bigger advantage, I think Texas, with the team that they have, I think they're going to find a way to pull this out in Lubbock with a win.
I agree.
Yeah, but Missouri's got a tough game against freaking Alabama. Ah, that's tough.
So my pick for this game will be no, I'm kidding,
I
Alabama.
was about to say.
No chance that Missouri even comes close against Alabama. I'm gonna be honest with you. I I don't see Missouri doing one thing. I think it could be a game where it's like 45-0. Honestly,
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I think it's going to be one of those 56-10 type games.
yeah, I don't see Missouri doing one thing.
Yeah, Alabama's just too much of a dynasty. Just too much.
Yeah,
But we actually got a more interesting SEC matchup. Kentucky and Auburn, both teams ranked top 25.
this is like college basketball all over again.
Yeah,
Dude, I like from what I saw in Kentucky last year. Also like Auburn a lot. I think Auburn is a better team. I think they will win this game, but I really hope it's close. I think it will be, but man, I don't see Kentucky being able to upset Auburn. I don't.
I don't either. I got the Tigers, man. I just think Bo Nix coming back, bro. I mean, this Auburn team is looking for a national title, and I think they're going to be contenders until they run into the upper echelon of the SEC. But I got Auburn starting off the SEC season with a win.
I agree.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this rivalry has really dimmed down in the past few years. Miami and Florida State play next week, prime time.
Yeah, this is gonna be all Miami. We've seen what Florida State has done, which is absolutely nothing. They
Nothing.
have been ferocious. They have been terrible. They have been every word to describe bad. Um, yeah, I just see Miami pulling this one out pretty easily.
Yeah, I got the Canes too, man. This is sad to see, man, because Florida State, Miami, that used to be a really good rivalry matchup, man. It used to be so good to watch, man. But now that Florida State freaking sucks, it's tough. It's tough to watch.
It is.
And then their coach tested positive for coronavirus, and it's
I
just like,
saw that.
dang,
Yeah, everything going wrong.
that's bad, man. But that's college sports, man. Let's move on to the MLB because they're having their own, dose of insanity. We are 1 week away from knowing what we're gonna have for playoff matchups.
Dude, I'm so excited. Dude, I'm so excited because for the main reason that we could possibly see Miami in the playoffs.
Of Miami in the playoffs.
Who would have ever thought? And they're not going to get in just on wild card. They're 27 and 24. They're going to be the second seed in the East for the NL. That is insane.
Dude, above you. If you would have told me the Marlins would be above 500, I would
Dude,
have thought you were absolutely. I would have thought you were a madman.
dude,
Oh my
I
god.
that is so crazy to me, dude. It's going to be close though because Philadelphia is only one game back. I mean, even off of that, I think Miami will get in because of wild card. But man, this is gonna be so fun to watch, dude. I feel
Ooh.
like anyone can win it this year, but man, the Dodgers are looking good.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? They're the only team in the National League that has clinched so far. Whoa,
Yeah.
boy.
That
Whew.
I wouldn't even say that's so like surprising because it was expected. I mean, Mookie Betts is going to, especially with the weapons around him. Yeah, this team's going to be good. This may be the year, but I really
Ooh.
do like what I'm seeing from the White Sox as well. As much as I don't like the White Sox, I have to admit I do enjoy watching them. They are a pretty fantastic team. I knew they were going to be fantastic. I really like what they did in the offseason. I really do. I like how they got Yasmani Grandal. I mean, Edwin Encarnacion, all those players, and especially their young guys too. They
Mhm.
have just stepped up. Their pitching is all. They're an all-around good team, and I believe they called up the first player who was drafted in 2020, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, dude, and this is very interesting. The playoff races, the matchups are just so awesome. If the playoffs ended today, you would have Rays Blue Jays, White Sox Indians, Astros Athletics, Twins Yankees, Dodgers Reds. Wait. The Cincinnati Reds are in the playoffs. The Philadelphia Phillies versus the Cubs, Cardinals Braves, ugh, and Marlins Padres. Dude, those matchups are so sexy right now.
Marlins Padres. That is weird. I I'm I'm looking forward to it though. I mean, wow, this is going to be crazy, dude. And that Yankees, those Yankees, they are going crazy
Oh,
with the home run. They're hitting home runs at a historic rate. It's crazy to watch, honestly.
yeah, now this is the Yankee team I was expecting all season.
Yeah, even though they are still pretty hurt, it isn't just impressive to watch their home run.
Yeah, they've won their last 10 games. They were 500 before this streak started. Now, the Rays are in a bit of trouble, just a little bit of trouble. Um,
Yeah.
wow.
Dude,
Just,
I mean, have you seen their scores and this
dude,
10-game win streak? Dude, they've been blowing out every team by far.
wasn't even close. We're talking like football scores here, bro.
It's same with the Braves. The Braves have been blowing out everyone as well. Man, that NL is going to be fun to watch. I don't know. I don't know who's going to take it.
I mean, you would think it would be the Dodgers, but in recent years, they have shown, that the Dodgers have gotten to the World Series twice. But
Yeah.
dude,
Cheated once.
wait, no, that was the Red Sox. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, you talking about like they got
Yeah,
cheated.
they got cheated once.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I was about to say, what did the Dodgers do in the World Series? Okay,
Choked. That's what they did. I mean,
choked. But yeah, dude, as I'm gonna have so much fun. But one last question before I get to trivia: do you think that the Minnesota Twins should tank?
right now I do not since I believe they clinched.
Yeah.
Um I don't. I feel like they could be either really good or really bad. I mean, I I have mixed feelings on them because I mean when they played the Tigers a lot this year, and sometimes the Tigers have been able to cleanly sweep them. Other times they've blown out. I feel like they are a bit inconsistent, but they do have a lot of weapons around, like in the team. I mean, Josh Donaldson, that acquisition was. I mean, when you acquire a former MVP, I mean, he has to play well. I mean, I don't see the Twins tanking. I mean, I feel like they might have some difficulty in the playoffs, but I don't. I no no.
Yeah, I meant just for this season. And I ask you that question because their playoff matchup would be against the Yankees. And
Dude, that's gonna be home
yeah,
run like galore. I mean, we've seen that matchup in a few years in the
oh yeah,
past. Yeah,
yeah, dude. But I, I don't. I just want Minnesota to win, bro. If that's the matchup that we're getting, can we please see Minnesota snap that drought, please?
yeah. I mean, I hope they do. I don't want to. I'd rather see the Twins than the Yankees. I think that goes for any other MLB fan in the world.
Not even just that. I mean, the Twins have been just getting absolutely dominated by the Yankees in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah,
it, I'm just sitting here thinking, and the thing is, I mean, obviously the Twins have already clinched, and they're trying to fight the White Sox for the division, but I don't think the White Sox are giving it up at this point. Not with a week left. But dude, the thing is that the Twins, they basically are locked in unless the Yankees win the AL East. they're basically locked in with that matchup against the Yankees, and I don't know if I want that for the Twins because this team is too good to get bounced out in the first round, man.
Dude, this year I think could be the year they break the streak, dude. I mean anything could happen.
Yeah, you are right. I really do hope that the Twins can pull it out if that is the matchup that we get. But I'm gonna move on to trivia, bro. You did ask us about a playoff drought last week, didn't you?
Yeah, this one was a tad interesting. I mean, the question was what team before the Browns and the Bills, who had 17, what team before them had the longest playoff drought from 1966 to 86?
See, that long ago, I would have originally thought it was the Jets, but it was from 66 to 86. So it
I mean,
can't be
they
the
did
Jets.
have a good team back then, the Jets. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a tough one, but not as tough if like when teams were good, like the Bears, they were pretty good in the 80s, I believe. It was not anyone in the North. I mean, it was the New Orleans Saints. I mean,
Mm.
that's kind of surprising. I I mean, if we think about it now, I couldn't name like any great player before Drew Brees, honestly.
Wow. Yeah, dude, the New Orleans Saints? Wow, you would think it would be like a franchise that's known for like losing maybe the Cleveland Browns or maybe the Bengals. Although I think the Bengals did go to a Super Bowl within that time frame.
49ers, yeah.
Yeah, but dang, the New Orleans Saints were that bad?
Dude, yeah, I mean, they had the longest playoff drought with 20.
Two
The
decades. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Bro, that's crazy.
yeah, it is. I mean, the Browns and the Bills, they had 17, but it's crazy that the Saints had 20 before them. That's crazy.
Wow. Let's see if the Cleveland Browns snap that record.
Dude, I'm here for it.
Oh man, that'd be so it. Uh, I hope that team doesn't bust, man. But I actually do have a drought question for you too. Um,
Interesting.
and this is about the Stanley Cup. So obviously we know the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning are fighting for the Stanley Cup. Dallas hasn't won it since '99. Tampa Bay hasn't won it since '04. So I ask you, when was the last time that both of the Stanley Cup finalists had championship droughts of 15 years or longer?
Dude, I like that question a lot. I really do because if you're a hockey fan, the like some teams are just like what we've seen this year. As you just mentioned, the Stars and the Lightning. So many teams have been able to make it to the cup, like the Blues. But, dude, I'd probably guess some team like the Sabres. I feel like the Sabres, but we know for sure it's not one team, the Red Wings. I mean, 25 years in the playoffs. Come on.
Yeah, and they have won some cups, in this century.
Yeah, they have. I can't even count how many they have on my fingers. I mean, most in the USA. It's pretty impressive. 12. You know, can't even count on my fingers.
Wow. I want those days to come back for your sake.
Dude, I don't see it in the future whatsoever. Thanks for your just confidence and hope that my teams can get back
Yeah, I do
to
what I
their
can.
glory days.
I do what I can. But yeah, dude, we talked about a ton today. Like I said, this has become a common thing with top of the standings. The more we get into the episodes, the more stuff we get to talk about because this stuff is crazy.
Dude, yeah, and unfortunately, it's probably the episodes might get a little bit less exciting as the playoffs and the NBA and NHL wind down. But man, the college football's heating up. MLB playoffs are going to be starting here pretty soon. I mean, we got college basketball coming too, man.
Hmm.
But man, I'm looking forward to the future.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely, when all this stuff is over, when we get into like late October, early November, it might not be as insanely jam packed as the WNBA will be gone, MLB will be gone, NBA will be done, NHL will be done, and we'll basically probably I think we'll be left with football in both NFL and college. But shoot, the way we've been talking about the NFL and college football, we can
Yeah.
that stuff is already on an echelon on itself. But yeah, dude, I love it. I love it though.
I do too. This was fun as always.
Yeah, dude. Same time next week.
Yes, sir. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or any other streaming device. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias at Top of the Standings on Twitter and at Top of the Standings on Instagram and Facebook. This has been Top of the Standings. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.